Dang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
It finally happened. The lawsuit everyone thought would vanish quietly? Yeah, that just exploded into the largest television judgment in U.S. history. Caroline Leavitt didn't just win, she detonated a media nuke that's tearing through ABC and The View like wildfire. $800 million. That's not just a loss, that's a knockout punch. An extinction-level hit to daytime TV's most infamous panel. Whoopi? Silenced. Joy? Vanished. Sunny? Reportedly back on the line with her legal team. And Caroline? She's strutting like she owns the newsroom. This wasn't just a courtroom victory, it was karma in 4D surround sound. Once the queen of midday ratings, The View now stands on the brink of financial collapse. And we're just getting warmed up. Because what we're about to unpack is pure chaos. Leaked receipts, panic behind the scenes, laughable settlement offers, and how one woman flipped the entire media script. Smash that like if you're done with the media's double standards, and subscribe so you never miss the next truth bomb. Let's dive into how The View went from untouchable to unraveling.
There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with.
The moment that gavel dropped and the $800 million verdict became real, it didn't just rattle The View, it shattered ABC's entire financial foundation. Wall Street spiraled into meltdown. ABC's parent company, once dubbed too big to fail, saw its stock nosedive within minutes. Millions in market value obliterated before lunchtime. Traders froze. CNBC ditched its regular programming mid-broadcast just to cover the story. This wasn't background noise. This was a siren blaring across media and finance. As Caroline's legal squad clinked coffee cups in celebration, the damage was already gaining speed. Ad agencies went into total crisis mode. 4 major sponsors pulled out immediately. A network insider said it felt like a dam bursting. Phones wouldn't stop ringing. Production schedules collapsed. Product placements scrapped. Now here's the death blow. Most networks rely on crisis insurance in cases like this, but ABC's policy had a critical exception: no coverage for intentional defamation. And that's exactly what this case was. This wasn't a fender bender. This was Titanic meets iceberg, with no lifeboats in sight. ABC's finance department imploded. Emergency meetings, legal swarms pouring in like EMTs, executives flipping through budget binders like they were trying to disarm a bomb. And one question echoed everywhere: can we even survive this? Then came the whisper. Bankruptcy. First whispered in corners, then texts, then leaked memos. One staffer messaged a friend, they're talking Chapter 11. Everything hit pause. Hiring, frozen, budgets, slashed, studio travel, axed, catering, downgraded from filet mignon to soggy sandwiches and cold drip coffee. And through it all, Caroline stayed silent. No press tour, no gloating victory lap, just silence. And somehow that silence cut deeper than any headline. The View wasn't just in trouble, it was sinking. And the woman they mocked? She became the storm.
Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the...
Let's keep it real. When that verdict landed, the spotlight didn't just hit ABC, it burned holes right through the hosts. Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin. They weren't just beloved TV fixtures anymore. They were liabilities in real time. Their reputations, torched, careers, dangling by a thread. Whoopi hired one of Hollywood's top crisis PR firms, the kind celebs call when the scandal's already gone nuclear. Joy completely ghosted her own team. No calls, no replies. One crew member jokes she ghosted her own scandal. And Sunny, the supposed legal mind? Sources say she broke down in private with no cameras, just raw tears. She understood what the others denied. This wasn't bad press, this was career annihilation. And then, the evidence came in hot. Caroline's legal team didn't just bring a case, they brought receipts. Slack threads dripping with premeditated malice. Behind-the-scenes footage of the hosts mocking Caroline during breaks. Producer notes, spelling out exactly who should land the harshest digs. ABC tried to play it off as off-the-cuff banter. But this was ice cold. Then came the coffin nail, a never-before-seen backstage clip. Joy sipping coffee and chuckling, saying the words that shattered their defense. Let's see her sue us for that. Well, Joy, she did, and she won. One juror reportedly whispered, "That's cold." That clip, it became the symbol of everything people hate about legacy media. Calculated, cruel, and caught on camera.
How ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Caroline's silence spoke louder than any press release. This wasn't just a legal victory, it was a reckoning, a decapitation of the media's untouchable illusion. Now picture ABC headquarters, the epicenter of the disaster. Sleek boardroom, glass walls, leather chairs, a 40-foot conference table once used for champagne celebrations and smug brainstorming. Now, dead silent. Then, full-blown panic. One insider called it a corporate funeral. Another dubbed it ABC's darkest hour. 2:01 p.m. jury's verdict drops. 2:15 p.m. emergency meeting triggered. Legal, PR, Disney executives, all locked in via encrypted Zoom. Suddenly, a junior legal aide bursts in holding an envelope straight from Caroline's lawyers. One bold line printed on it, "We suggest you begin calculating liquidation options." Liquidation, a word no one in daytime television ever expected to hear. Execs freaked. Some wanted the host fired immediately. Others argued that would scream guilt. Tensions boiled. A binder flew across the room. Someone stormed out shouting, "I told you not to greenlight that segment." In the chaos, a leaked internal poll resurfaced, one that warned this exact fallout could happen. They ignored it. Now, it's Exhibit A in a rising tsunami of shareholder lawsuits.
Divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around.
Oh, the irony. The very hosts who spent years calling everyone else conspiracy theorists, dead wrong about everything. That 800 million hit wasn't just a financial blow, it was the crack that collapsed the dam. And what followed? A full-scale tidal wave of destruction. Here's the brutal math. Lost ad revenue, $140 million legal fees, $38 million. Voided sponsorships, $221 million brand value, straight up incalculable. This wasn't a cut, it was an artery sliced open on national TV. And then, strike two. Another clip leaked. Joy again. Post-show, wine in hand, smirking. Let's see her sue us for that. 2 million views in minutes. Hashtags blew up. Joy be wrecked. Whoopi went down. Sunnyside gun advertisers panicked. A top-tier car brand froze all daytime campaigns. Syndication deals, dead in the water. Disney started prepping doomsday scenarios if bankruptcy hit. The entire talk show division was toast. ABC thought maybe a polished apology could fix it. Caroline's camp didn't even blink. There was nothing left to fix, because this wasn't just a scandal, it was a media earthquake. And the aftershocks are still slamming Hollywood. CBS called emergency meetings. NBC launched legal audits on 6 months of talk show content. Even Netflix started lawyering up. Caroline didn't just win. She cracked the industry's safety net wide open. Now hosts are being forced into defamation training. Talent contracts are getting personal liability clauses. TikTok dubbed it the talk show takedown. And the industry straight up terrified. Because Caroline Leavitt, a 26-year-old conservative woman, didn't just sue the biggest talk show in America, she ended it.